I think he'll have a couple legacies. One will be, and this is sometimes meant as a derogatory term, but I don't mean it that way. He has been an economic populizer. He is someone who has felt, like Walter Williams, in fact, that economic literacy is extremely important in a free market democracy. And he has set about making people more economically literate. And his best-selling book is Basic Economics, which is essentially an economics textbook without any graphs or charts in it. He wrote one of those too, but his best-selling book is Basic Economics. And even though he's probably best known for his writings on racial controversies, economic literacy is what he spent a lot of time doing it, and not only writing about economics in a way that the average person can understand, but so many other topics: sociology, history, migration, you name it. He's felt it is the job of an intellectual not just to speak to his peers in the academy, but to explain his discipline to people who are not fellow intellectuals. I think that's something he got from some of his mentors at the University of Chicago, namely Milton Friedman, who also, after leaving his teaching post in the 1970s, wrote books for popular general audiences, lectured on college campuses, and among others who were not steeped in the economics discipline. And I think Sowell followed that example. So I think that will also be one of his legacies. I also think he has distinguished himself in a way that really shouldn't distinguish you as an intellectual, but sadly does today, and that Sowell is an honest intellectual. He is someone who follows the facts where they lead. You mentioned his empiricism. Follows the facts where they lead, reports the results, even when they are unpopular. He is someone who has put truth above popularity. He despises sort of faddish thinking that comes and goes. Political correctness is not something he concerns himself with. And, he's paid a price for that attitude. By and large, the political left dominates the academy, dominates the media, dominates the intellectual organizations that hand out the fancy awards to scholars and academics. And Sowell has refused to play footsie with those people over the decades, refused to pull his punches. And I think it's cost him. It's cost him in terms of notoriety. It's one of the reasons he's not as well known as those other individuals I mentioned earlier. But Sowell is not someone who has concerned himself with being a popular. He's concerned himself with pursuing the truth, which again is something I think should be commonplace among intellectuals, but sadly today is not.